So it's given here, IT service management, also known as, the abbreviation for it is ITSM. It manages how IT resources and businesses are integrated together and delivered in a way that the customer's user experiences the desired result from the accessed IT application, resource, or business process. So it is generally performed by an organization which plans, designs, delivers, operates, and controls the IT services offered to the customers. Okay. Um, so basically, you can also think it to be the sum of the processes and the practices required to manage and support the information technology services. And the practices of IT service management are basically meant to support in a vendor independent way with, with a uh, full lot of IT services working from network to application to complete the business services. Okay. So the overall ITSM mainly comprises of the following four components. First is methods and processes by which the IT departments support and allow their ecosystem to deliver business services. Second is framework by which the value and effectiveness of IT services are measured. Next, support both operations and engineering domains. And last is ability to apply to both the pre-production as well as the production phases or the environments. So you see, in today's complex basic business environments, clients are challenged to deliver business value and innovation faster while optimizing the operations, and the operation teams need to support the on-premise and off-premise cloud hybrid infrastructure services and integrate them with their existing service management assets and deliver with the great speed. Next, uh, managing increased operational complexity, responding to the continuous challenges while providing operational feedback to entire operations team are also some of the key challenges that the IT service management addresses. So below are the domains and capabilities of IT service management. Uh, First is hosting a catalog of IT services and coordinating the efficient request for and the fulfillment of those services. Then managing business process availability and resiliency through enabling technology, IT service assurance, and next is IT assets.
Okay.
So service management can also be said as the set of organization capabilities specialized in providing services which are of value to the customers. And service management basically enables understanding the services provided from the provider and customer perspective and provider perspective, ensuring that services result in the outcome the customers are satisfied with, understanding what value the service holds to the customer and its importance in the customer point of view, understanding and managing the cost and risk associated while delivering the services. Okay, so next, uh, okay, so here you see, here we have the specialized organizational capabilities in service management, namely the processes, then we have functions, activities, and the roles associated with ITSM. Okay, so first is the processes. So what is a process? It is actually an organized set of activities put together to achieve uh, certain outcome. Okay, a process takes some inputs, okay, one or two inputs, and produces some outputs. So it basically defines the actions, the dependencies, and the sequence. So properly
Yes, ma'am.
defined processes improve the productivity quotient across and within organizations and functions. And they have the process can be characterized by measurability, specific results, customers, and responsiveness to specific triggers. So what is measurability? So it basically it gives you the it is so processes are basically measured since they are performance driven. Okay, managers focus mainly on the quality, the cost, and other variables, while the practitioners are concerned with productivity and the duration. Next, we have the specific results. So basically the motto of a process is to deliver a specific result. Okay, so as I already said, given some input, you are to get some defined outputs. So the outcome of the process must be individually countable and identifiable. Next, we have customers. Customers or stakeholders are delivered the primary results of the process. Then processes must meet the customer's expectations irrespective of the type of the customer. Next is responsiveness to specific triggers. So process either ongoing or iterative should have a specific trigger which can be traced. Next, we have functions. So a function is a group of people or a team and the resources and tools used to carry out one or more activities or processes. Okay, an organization should clearly define the responsibilities and roles for a service life cycle to be successful, and these roles are assigned to individuals while the responsibilities are given to appropriate organizational structures such as the groups, teams, or the departments. So the organizational structures are, one is the group. So what is a group? It is a collection of people who have something in similar. Okay, and in ITIL, groups correspond to those people who are assigned the similar activities irrespective of the technology they are working upon or the report into different organizational companies. So groups are mostly not formal organizational structures, but they are helpful in defining the common processes in the organization. Okay.
Mhm.
Next, we have the
Yes, ma'am.
team. Team. What is a team? It is actually it is more of a semi-formal type of a group. Okay. So here the people work together to achieve a common objective, but not essentially in the same organization. Okay. Team members can work in multiple locations also, and they can get connected virtually or they can co-work. Okay, and they basically team up to deal with situations of temporary or transitional nature. So for example, the project teams, the application development teams composing of people from various departments. Okay, next we have the department. Departments are formal structures which exist in the organization to perform a set of defined activities. Okay, and departments have a hierarchical reporting structure in which the managers are always at the top level, right, usually responsible for executing the activities by the staff in the department. Last, we have the division. So it refers to a group of departments clubbed together by geography or product line. It is a self-contained and is a unit on its own. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Next, we have activities. So the activities basically, wait, the activities that basically fall under IT service management are the problem management, change management, release management, availability management, capacity management, and many more. Okay, I'll provide you the notes on all this. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Next is roles associated with ITSM. So, so some of the examples, let me directly come to the examples. Some of the roles are like the implementation manager, then we have lead technician, we have problem manager, service owner, okay, subject matter expert, which we also call SME, and so on. So the organizational capacities, the responsibilities of each role vary from process to process and vary according to the situation time, and each person may have to take up more than one role. Okay. Next. Okay, next we come to the ITIL service management model. Okay, so basically, so as you can see, here we have four domains. First is the service strategy, then we have the service design, then service transition, and finally the service operation. So um, actually these are the phases. Okay, these are the various phases. So see, whether services are being outsourced to an external agency or provided by a unit within the organization itself, the services mainly focus on the business needs and are assessed by the value that the services are to the organization. They basically reflect the policies and strategies the organization follows, especially when the service is outsourced to some external provider. Okay, so these requirements are detected and agreed upon by the team at the service strategy stage, uh, which is the starting phase, and documented. Then each of the plotted strategy will have an associated set of business outcomes. So the package is then sent to the next stage, which is the service design stage, where a solution is drafted defining every entity to take this service through the remaining phases of the life cycle. Then solutions may consist of some integrated components brought in and developed internally. The design definition is also drafted in the service design stage, and it is taken forward to the service transition stage. So in the service transition stage, which is the third stage, it constitutes the transition of design into the live environment after uh, evaluation, testing, validation, after which the service operation stage sets in. Okay, so the last, which is the service operation stage, it aims at providing efficient and effective operational services, delivering the expected business outcomes and the desired value to the customer. Okay. Next, we come to the four P's that are of very much importance in ITSM. First is the people, process, products, and then we have partners. So people, so the service manager manages the people working for the IT services, customers, and service users. Next, we have process. So the three roles, namely the process owner, manager, and practitioner, are responsible for managing the process. Then products. So a service basically depends on technology to run, support tools, monitoring tools, then automation tools, and communication tools. Okay. Next, we have partners. So partners, who are also sometimes referred to as the suppliers, they make the service reach the end user. Okay, to have a big impact on the service. Okay. Next, we have challenges faced in implementing ITSM. So first is limited knowledge sharing. Next is competing priorities. Then we have changing business objectives, lack of best practices, declining budgets, and evolving technologies. Okay, so these are few challenges. Okay, next. Okay, next we have, I think, okay. Next, we come to the technology and architecture. So, so these are some of the tools for service management. Okay, we have workflow or process engine. Then we have event management. Okay, it's basically a cycle, if you can see from here. Okay, then event management. Then we have reporting dashboards. Then we have remote control, diagnostic utilities, integrated CMS, self-help capabilities. So we'll just go through them one by one. So basically, technology and management uh, play an important role with the implementation of ITIL framework. Okay, so there are plenty of tools, as you can see here, and so IT service management is not complete without these technologies. So first, being the workflow or process engine, it is needed to allow the redefinition and control defines the processes such as the life cycle, request life cycle, problem life cycle, change management, etc. Next is we have the event management tool. So these are important on the occurrence that could have the significant impact on business ethics. So any detectable or distortable occurrence that has the significant impact on management and IT infrastructure of delivering IT services, and evaluation of the impact of deviation might catch on services. Next, we have reporting dashboards. So there is no use of storing data unless we can easily retrieve and meet the need of the organization purpose. So the technology, therefore, it produces good reporting capabilities. Okay, it is useful to allow clear visibilities overall on IT service performance and availability. Next, we have the remote control. It is often helpful for service desk analyst and other supports group who can take control of user desktops so as to allow and conduct the investigation, then correct settings, etc. Next, we have diagnostic utilities. So it is useful for the service desk and other support groups if the technology incorporates the capabilities they create and diagnose services in other facilities. Then we have integrated CMS. So this allows the organizational IT infrastructure, assets, components, services, and other factors such as contact, locations, licenses, supplier, etc. that the IT organization wishes to control could be held together with all relevant attributes in the centralizing database. And lastly, we have the self-help capabilities. So this technology allows the user to access the manually driven range self-help and service requests through a web front end to the back end process having software and which go to the ITIL processes. So you will realize how technology and architecture can manage, integrate, automate, and graphically review the time performance of processes, thereby increasing the productivity. Okay. Lastly, we have this. Let's do one thing. So these are some management tools, HPSM and OPRS. So let's see. Today I'm not discussing it. Okay, I'll check the syllabus if it's in there. If it's in there, then we'll discuss it next class tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
I'll just check everything. Okay, let's end this class here. Okay.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
Okay. Tomorrow we'll have the class again. Tomorrow, what time do you have the class? First half or second half? First half, I guess, in the third period or second period, I guess.
Yes, ma'am. Morning, ma'am.
Morning, na? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. First period, ma'am.
Oh, first period you have?
Oh, no, ma'am. It's in the third period.
Third period, yeah. Okay, we'll have the class tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. You just join
Okay.
the same
Thank you,
link,
ma'am.
okay? I'm not sharing the link. Join the same link in the scheduled time tomorrow.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.